Assalamoalaikum, greetings of peace. I'm your host, Farina Siddiqui. Voice with Farina Siddiqui talks about your issues, your challenges, and your successes. We talk about issues all the time, but do we actually think about how we create the issue, or we play our role creating those issues, or we are part of the solution? So today our topic is about Muslim writers. We talk about Muslim write-ups, we talk about Muslim authors, we talk about books for Muslim students and their parents. But do we support these kind of authors? Do we support their effort? We have invited Brother Omar today to talk about that topic. And he's a writer, he's a guidance counselor, he's an author of a wonderful series of books from deenstreetkids.com. So let's hear it from Brother Omar. Assalamualaikum, brother.
Welcome, Assalam. Thank you for having me here.
Thanks for joining us today. So as the topic says, Muslim authors. So where do we stand? Do we support Muslim authors, or as a Muslim author, how do you feel writing those books and being supported by the community?
I love writing the books for the community. The reason I started writing books for the community was because I saw the need, really. I have kids of my own, young kids, and we have been supporting other Muslim authors by purchasing their books and utilizing them within the library we have at home for our children, and really trying to, showcase these kinds of books because they really speak to the needs of our kids and also provides them an identity within society. Mm-hmm. Many years ago when I was growing up in the society, the books I read, the people, the characters did not represent who I am, mm-hmm. whether it's my faith-based identity or my cultural identity, even my name. Not finding those within mainstream books, but to make sure our kids don't grow up with that same void, mm-hmm. Or lack of support for their identity, I got into writing books as well, and we support the other existing authors as well. What I have found from the community, unfortunately, to be very blunt and honest, is a lack of support. I have found it very difficult to sell the books, been advertising everywhere I possibly can, but met with not a lot of sales. Mm-hmm. So I think what our community can do and should be doing really is looking to support all of the Muslim authors as much as possible. The books are not that expensive, and at the same time, Muslim authors, our community might not know this, but Muslim authors usually will support Muslim businesses for printing. Mm-hmm, right? Mm-hmm. So we look to locally get our books published and do local printing to support other Muslim businesses as well. Mm-hmm. So when you're supporting Muslim authors, you're also supporting the whole industry behind printing and copying and publication and so on. So that you're actually helping the whole community when you help Muslim authors.
So you're actually contributing to the society at large, supporting the economy and everything, because you're supporting the local businesses, even smaller businesses who might not get enough publishing, contracts or something. So Muslim authors are actually trying their bit, like you.
Absolutely.
So when you talk about not receiving support, so did you receive feedback, parents denying not buying your book or something? So what kind of feedback did you receive?
So the feedback I have, people have actually purchased the books, mm-hmm. have gotten a lot of positive feedback. Mm-hmm. These parents are calling me or emailing me saying their kids love the pictures, they love the stories. I meet some of the parents in different gatherings, and they'll come out to me right away, and some of the kids are a bit shy to see me because my face is actually in the books that I've written, mm-hmm. and in some of the illustrations. So they recognize me, and they always want to give positive feedback. They really like the books, they enjoy them, they're learning from them. I have to receive some good critical feedback, a positive critical feedback on how I can improve my craft and how I can improve when writing future stories. What I and I'm sure other Muslim authors would like to see is our books sold out. Mm-hmm. When we print them, we would hope to get them sold out within a few weeks or a few months, rather than years going by and we still have a whole stock of books sitting there. Mm-hmm. Another way that the community can actually support Muslim authors is to actually give us feedback in terms of what stories they would like to see. Right. You see, I'm an educator by profession, mm-hmm. and one of the foundations for how I write my stories is something called social stories. Right. And that's because kids learn moral lessons and lessons of life and interactions and what's appropriate or inappropriate in terms of social interactions through what they read. Lots of parents might even use social stories that they will write at home to teach younger kids or even older kids on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable within society. Parents who are watching this, I encourage you to type in social stories into Google and find out how you can make your own short stories for your young kids or older kids or even teenagers, because we use this as a teaching tool in the classroom. Given that, what I would like to get back from our viewers here, from the parents or even the kids who are watching, give us topics.
Okay.
If there's something that you're interested in, if there's something that you're facing as a parent or that you feel your kids are facing within their society, at school or in the community or even at home, and you like a book written on that, my email address will be in the link below.
Mm-hmm.
Please do email me. Please let me know what your ideas are. I know that right now there is a large push for novellas for teenagers or for tweens.
Mm-hmm.
If you have ideas around what topics you feel need to be covered in those types of books for teenagers, and I'm talking about regular novels that would be available for teenagers in the few years to come, please let us know, and we can definitely start working on that for the community. Remember that what we're doing, these books, have no, it's not to get fame. You can't get famous being an author in the society.
It's to serve a need, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, serving
you see a need
community.
and you try and fulfill that need through the art of storytelling.
Mm-hmm. And this is exactly what we need from the parents. Like, we always complain about society kind of desensitizing our kids and not providing enough opportunities for our kids to learn based on our values and our culture. If you look at Muslim kids, yes, they're struggling, but these authors are struggling as well, and we need to support these authors. And there are different levels of community support, Brother Omar. So we're talking about parents at one end. What about the community? Is the business community supporting? Are they giving you any discounts? Or what do you think they should be doing to support Muslim authors?
It would be awesome because the cost of printing is quite high, especially when you're doing local printing.
Mm-hmm.
If an author wants to get cheaper printing, they might go out overseas somewhere else, and that does not necessarily support the local economy. So local business owners it would be amazing if they could provide a decent discount to Muslim authors so that we can get our publishing done locally for decent cost and be able then to provide the books to the community at a lower cost as well, so that some profit can be made, even if it's a marginal amount, but the community can still benefit from the books being at a lower cost. It would also be great if masajids could invite local Muslim authors into their buildings to promote their books, to sell their books during Jummah, or to give a khutbah on what they're doing in the community and how and some of the lessons that are being taught in their books, so that the parents will understand why these books exist and why they should continue to support these Muslim authors. I think it'd be great if some of the private Islamic schools could also invite in the Muslim authors and do a storytelling of some sort, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, have an opportunity to sell their books, or even to have their books in the libraries of the Islamic schools.
Great.
I can let you know that some of the public libraries do carry our books as well. My books are on display both at the Brampton Library and the Peel Library. Brampton and Mississauga libraries, as well as Toronto District School Board has ordered a number of my books to put it in their libraries as well.
So we're talking about Muslim businesses supporting you. Let's talk about promotion. So are there any Muslim businesses or community organizations that you think are doing a better job supporting you in terms of promotion?
There are some, but really what I find is that word of mouth is where the word kind of gets out there. I have been invited by a few organizations to come set up a table when they're having an event or they're having a gala of some sort to promote the books as well. There are some organizations such as My Voice, which has actually put a full-page ad for my books in their most recent edition. I believe there will be another one in their next edition coming out. So that's really a good place for Muslim authors to get recognition, not for themselves but for their books that they're producing, and that's a great way that local businesses could perhaps be more cognizant, and maybe the businesses could do a bit of outreach, look at which Muslim authors are local that they could actually promote in their businesses, or even have something on display at their businesses as well, or if they have promotional products, they could offer some sort of service to Muslim authors as well.
So if you look at the overall picture for a community, everybody is struggling and everybody is complaining, but we don't really talk about solutions. And somebody like you comes forward with a solution, we don't actually know how to support them properly. So as a parent myself, I know I have teenagers, but there are kids who are struggling in their families and their parents are struggling with their kids. So what is the image of that perfect Muslim household that we would like to show the parents to actually get a better buy-in for those books? Or what's your perspective on that?
In generally speaking, I don't know if there really is a picture perfect model of what the Muslim family needs to look like or should look like. I'm sure every individual wants their family to look a certain way or be a certain way. And the truth is we're living in the Canadian North American society, Western society. We are amalgamating ourselves within the society as well. I think what families can be doing, especially those with teenagers, is to look at what are the main issues that their kids are facing and how are they different than the challenges that they grew up facing wherever they were born, even if they're born here. Myself being born and raised here, my challenges are much different than my kids' challenges are going to be. I lived before the digital age, for example. And there are questions that parents are struggling with as well. You know, it's interesting, there's this concept of the third party. Give you an example what that means. When my kids were very young and we're at the grocery store and they're causing a bit of a ruckus, I would say to them, be quiet now, or the store clerk is going to be very angry with you. And they'd be very, I'm going to be very,
Right.
because it's a third party. Now, it's completely irrelevant. Nothing's actually going to happen, but the kids don't know that.
Yeah.
But that's something that's not something that was just true all the way through our lives. We always have some sort of a third party. As Muslims, the Quran is our third party. We always refer to the Quran. Our kids are misbehaving. Allah says in the Quran, you must obey your parents. It becomes a third party, right?
Yeah.
So books can also be a third party. So again, as I mentioned before, if you're a parent of a teenager, contact me. Let me know what kind of a book you need, what kind of topics need to be covered in those books so that both parent and child can learn. Oftentimes we buy books for our kids, but we ourselves are not benefiting from all. We don't read the books ourselves. These books that I've written, DeenStreetKids.com, if you actually look at these Deen Street Kids books as a parent, you will learn something. You will learn how to parent your child, what kinds of conversations to have. And even some resources are mentioned at the back of the book where you can go online to the website, DeenStreetKids.com, and there's a lesson plan for each of these books. That's the difference between, having a Muslim teacher writing books and perhaps someone who's not a teacher. So I do encourage you to take a look at these books and look at the website and see what has been produced so that you can see what is the value to you as a parent to purchasing these books and supporting Muslim authors. And again, if you've got topics that you want to be covered through a novel, let us know and we will create a novel where both you and your child will benefit.
And Brother Omar, you are not only an author, you're a guidance counselor, and you do a lot of parenting workshops and everything. So where do parents go to get more information about these parenting workshops? Do they email you, or do they go to any link or anything that we can place on our screen?
The best thing is to email me.
Okay.
You can put the link up below or on the screen as well. Email me. I can put you on my mailing list and I can let you know when workshops are coming up. If you can also follow me on Facebook as well. Very easy to find. I'll put the link below as well. And you can follow me on Facebook, so I'll be posting posters as they come out. All the e-flyers are posted. Generally speaking, I give workshops all across the GTA. If you are at a private Islamic school and you'd like to have a parenting workshop for your parents, by all means contact me. If you're part of a masjid or part of a community group, by all means give me an email and we will set up a time where I can come deliver parenting workshops based on the needs in your community. And I do customize workshops based on the needs that are presented. I presented at universities, at colleges, at masajids, at a variety of Islamic schools as well.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for being on our show, Brother Omar.
My
I
pleasure.
appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you so much.
So everybody watching need to understand that it takes a village to raise a child. But are we going to be that village supporting the people who are helping us raise our children? These authors are struggling because they are working for your child and mine. Are we ready to support them? Are we ready to support them financially or through our businesses? That's my question. Voice with Farina Siddiqui. Thank you so much for watching. Email us mcmninfo@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.